Good morning, friends. It's been a long time since I've been on, and I had a friend message me last night and say, "Where have you been? Where have you been?" So, the last couple weeks have been amazing and life changing. And if you've never met me, I'm Shar Meekins, a developmental disability nurse with a passion to make a difference in the lives of those in the IDD community. Um, so the things that I've been thinking about the last couple weeks is, am I living life in victory or am I living as a victim? So maybe you've never asked yourself that question before. And as I've been thinking about um, my overall life, there's been a lot of times I have lived as a victim. And you might say, well, how do you know if you're living as a victim? Well, somebody that lives as a victim, I wrote down my notes here because I was thinking about what I've done in, in the past that indicate living as a victim. So, number one, uh, I found myself being very judgmental and blaming other people for my problems rather than taking responsibility for my choices. Um, and as a victim, we live hopeless. We have no plan, no vision, no purpose. We live as if um, literally that we're a victim to life. That whatever comes in is the way it is. There's no hope. Um, you don't like yourself, right? As a victim, we don't like ourselves, and we tell ourselves constant negative self talk, in which we've talked about in previous videos. Um, and I was thinking today, the great commandment is love your neighbor as yourself. Well, how can you love your neighbor as yourself when you don't even love yourself? So it's so important that we learn to love ourselves. And then we think, we don't have a choice when we live as a victim. We succumb to other people's opinions and other people's, what their goals for you are versus your own goals. And so that's living a victim lifestyle. For instance, I had a DSP, a caregiver, call me the other day, and she was very upset that staff were indicating that she wasn't carrying her share at work and she wasn't taking extra shifts like she should be. And she was really upset by it. And I said, the truth is, um, we need to do our very best at work and we need to be a team player. But if you're in a situation, health wise or life, right? Your family, that you can't take an extra shift a particular day of that week, and you say no, and your peers get upset with you, you know, you have to let it go. You can't let that upset you because you're in control of your life and you need to make decisions that's best for you and for your family. And so sometimes we have to say no, and people don't like it. And people lash out at us, and they really, literally, if we take that on, then we feel as if we're a victim. And so I just encouraged her. I said, you can't, you need to make decisions that are best for you, and you can't allow yourself to become so upset over other people's opinions, and you need to just do what's best for you. And that's a new concept for most of us. It's like, how do I make choices that give me joy and give me happiness? And you can tell if you're living in victory when you walk in gratefulness, that every day you see the gifts around you that are blessings and abundance in your life. And you You have a positive outlook on life, and you look forward to the day. When you're in a victim mindset, you don't want to get out of bed. You you make poor choices. It's You're eating wrong, you're staying up late, you're not getting your rest, you're just so discouraged. But if you're living in victory, you're setting goals, you have a plan, you're taking care of yourself, and you make choices that, we think they're selfish. It's like, you know, so often we think selfishness is not saying yes, when sometimes we do need to say no. We need to say no, what's best for us. And if we're a victim, we often think that we need to rescue someone else, especially as caregivers. We're really good about coming in and trying to take care of everybody else rather than taking care of ourselves. And so it's so important to walk in victory versus a victim. So I'm so great to be back. As you can see, I'm in a different setting. I talk about blessings in my life. I was given the opportunity to have a new office, and so that's been great for me for time management. And I could have thought, well, no, I shouldn't. Um, I shouldn't move out of my home office and move into an actual lovely office. And um, and it was like I had to realize I can live in victory and I can make good choices for me. And for instance, Mother's Day, when I was moving that week before I was moving into an office, I needed a bookshelf. And this might sound so small, but typically I would purchase things that are inexpensive and that they just do the job, right? So I could have went and bought a bookshelf that I put together that was cheaply made with press board, right? And it would have done the job. But I went to a furniture store and I fell in love with this bookshelf. And, just even choose to purchase something that delights our heart is living in victory versus a victim. And so making those choices um, really do bring life. And as a result, my kids were more than willing to pitch in abundantly to help purchase this bookshelf. And so now it's in my office, it's beautiful, and I can just smile and realize that every day I have things to be grateful for. So if you need help with your mindset, one thing I do is I have a devotional on mindset that helps me focus for the day and to be positive. So, if you haven't lived in victory and have lived in a victim mindset, you have to discipline yourself to make that shift. And sometimes it just means having a little devotional, having a little calendar that has positive quotes for the day, anything to encourage you and to help you focus on gratefulness and being positive for the day. So, thanks for joining me today. It's great to see you guys coming on, and I I hope you choose to walk in victory today. So have a great rest of the day, and thanks for joining me. Bye. Oh, and by the way, I never mentioned that you can join me on my website, charlenemeekins.com, and you can check out my other YouTube videos at charmeekins.com. Thanks. Bye.